Howdy, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Howdy, Quinn. Howdy, Phantom. Howdy, Luke. Shush, you can't pull that shit on me. Heck, you're running out of battery, so I might disappear in a bit. That is fine. That's great. It's thundering and raining here. God, I wish. It's fucking 90s and probably gonna peak in the hundreds today. Again, we've had it peak in the hundreds like multiple times the past week. Yeah, no, it's I love the weather right now. I love the weather. So I wish it would cry. Howdy, hello, welcome in. I'm in time zone fuckery land. What, you're in Karabat? No, but if you need to go sleep, feel free. Like, go sleep. That's important. Yeah, I haven't been outside too much recently because of how fucking hot it has been, and like I've been, cause like one of my jobs now that I'm living at my grandmother's is, you know, mowing the lawn, and so like I've mowed the lawn, but it's just like it's hard to, like, I have to get out there so early, but even when I get out of there early, it is already getting so fucking hot that I start, like, I'm sweating balls. Just doing the mowing the lawn as early as I can without being a nuisance in the neighborhood. And so it's a nightmare. And so like I'm lucky I'm in a basement where I like my grandparents already keep their home cool, but I'm in the basement where it's even cooler, which naturally, so it's like, it's great. I'm loving it, but like, ooh, it's rough. Oh, that is, wait, no. Get rid of that. Hey, Sophia, welcome in. My experience mowing the lawn at that temperature just kills the grass if it's done too much. It depends. So, yes, it can. But you do have to be careful with it. That's why, I don't cut very short. I don't cut very short, and I don't bag the clippings. I let the clippings stay on the lawn. Because like as long as, because that gives a natural like fertilizer for the grass, and obviously you have to, you know, water it a lot, but yeah, lawn care is complicated. Like people think like you can just kind of mow your lawn and move on with your life, but it's complicated. If you want it to be like a good lawn, there's a lot of stuff that you have to take into account. It took me 2 batches to figure out. Like Kuchiba? I don't think I did. See that. I mean, there are a lot of good questions just because, yeah, Kuchiba, who the fuck are you? Very fair question, actually, because, like, who is she? Very philosopher. No, I'm not. That's my brother. That's my brother. My brother is the lawn suburban dad. He is so bad. He's the one that mows my father's lawn with a real, like a hand push reel mower, because he's so picky about his lawn. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. But yeah, no, the weather has sucked. I'm so ready for just like another month, of heat, and then things will hopefully start cooling down. I'm so excited for, like, we're gonna have a very wet summer, because of El Nino, So because we're getting a big El Nino this next few years, and so we're gonna have a really wet summer or really wet winter. Oh. So I'm going to a Red Rocks concert later this year. And I am hoping it's gonna, I haven't had a snow concert since Madion. Since I went to go see Good Faith at Red Rocks, and I went to go see Good Faith at Red Rocks, and that concert was super snowy, and it was wonderful, and I loved it. It was so fun. But that was the last time I've had a snowy concert, which was like 2 years ago, I think. 2-3 years ago. And so now, hopefully we'll have another couple of snowy concerts. Shush. I don't want to do that. We've had no hot tap water. Yeah. Yeah, it's it's rough out there, y'all. What was it? Good Faith Red Rocks? Because he posted the entire concert. It was 2 years ago, 2023. Good lord, almost 3 years ago, actually. Yeah, 3 years ago, 2023. So, whew. But yeah. In other news, so I'm very tempted. There is an artist. I've talked about it. I think I've talked about them on stream before. Artist that I love called Romance Planet. Smaller dance music. I've posted some of the music in the server. Dance music, hardstyle, super jumpy, like a super jumpy style of music, like dance music. So they're playing here. They're playing here in a couple months, and at this really small venue. The one issue is like I can drag like my brother or some family members to some dance concerts. Usually it's going to be something that's like leans more poppy. So like I could drag my brother to like Madion and Porter, and sometimes something slightly harder. I can bring my brother to like harder dubstep or like house stuff. But the really strange stuff like Romance Planet is gonna be hard. But I want to, because I don't want to go to an entire concert by myself. But I'm also tempted to just straight up go to this fucking concert in this really small indoor venue in Denver just by myself. Because that sounds like that would be fun as shit. Just go by myself and time travel to the mid-aughts. And like... Save. I know, and that's why I'm probably not going to, but the temptation is there. The temptation is there. And considering A, it's a really small venue, and B, the crowd that Romance Planet has very wholesome. Like they're a very fun group, and so I would probably be able to find like somebody to just hang out with, or probably a small group to hang out with. All crowds are wholesome. Yeah, but generally when you're talking about these like really small crowds, like let me actually show you guys how small of a venue I'm talking. What is this song? What the fuck? I'm just now realizing what. Oh! Yep, yeah. Whenever there's lyrics in a Genshin soundtrack, I'm like, wait, is this real? Okay, so let me show real fast for y'all what I'm looking at. So the Cervantes Masterpiece Ballroom is a place just in Denver, and it has two parts to it. This is the big side. This is the Masterpiece side. This is not where Romance Planet is playing. There's something else playing this night, but this is the big ballroom. The other side is what it is called. This is the other side. This is where Romance Planet is playing. I have been here before to see Arts Fishing Club. It's a cute little venue. Like, like tiny. And when you consider the fact that the bathrooms are right here, and then there is there's a fucking pizza joint in the back here. There's a dude that just mans like a little window, and he has like a wood fire grill just to make like pizza. It's so cool. But like me and my brother stood right here when we went to go, when we saw, or like right here actually against the railing when we saw Arts Fishing Club. But it's just like, it's this itty bitty little venue, and so you're gonna find people, and you also have to consider the fact that, you know, Romance Planet is, his entire vibe is bringing back like mid 2000s dance music bullshit, and like that entire like style. So it's like the crowd is gonna be like the crowd is gonna be a very like tight-knit community almost, because it's kind of like nostalgia, like punk almost, but like dance music. It's so hard to describe. Howdy, Hez, welcome in. So yeah, this is where I want to go. I don't know if I'll be able to if I'll have anybody to go with, but that's the concert that I am tempted to go to. So yeah. It's like $40 per person too, so that's not bad. I think, yeah, that's fair enough, but we'll see what happens. There's a long night in Amsterdam. That sounds like a fucking, like a novel, like a long night in Amsterdam. The best-selling novel by Hez. Part till 8 in the morning. Oh god. Fuck. Although, okay, so I did see, I got trapped into scrolling a little bit of Twitter earlier today, and I saw that they released, a new, Experience the Paths album for HSR. But all I saw was a new HSR album, and I was like, fuck. Did they release like that song from that scene in the last patch? Because if they did, I was about to go like, oh fuck. But no, they have not. That is not in there. That's just character trailers and stuff. But yeah, once they do release those songs, those are going straight into emotional warfare. Like that. that is quickest emotional warfare edition ever. Howdy, Chrissy. Welcome in. Staying mentally healthy for a few more, a couple weeks. I don't know. Something I will point out before we get started is in 2 weeks. On August 16th, we will not be doing a regular Toyoverse stream. I'm going to be taking part in. I retweeted this. Let me actually bring that up. I will be taking part in Streamers for Dreamers, August 16th, 1 p.m. EST. It's gonna be a one-day event. It's not gonna be like the month-long thing that we did. It's just gonna be a one-day thing. So. Just a fun reminder for that. Before we get into this. So, expect to see y'all there. And yeah. So. In other news, or without further ado, I guess, I've got nothing else. I've got literally nothing else going on. I have Genshin in the background so we can do shit after. Yes, it's muted. Don't worry about it. But yeah. It's time to watch, guys. I'll be honest, I'm excited. I am excited. You know. Been waiting for this for so long, so let's see what's in store for us in Snezhnaya.
Where's Paimon? I need to find her fast.
In this
oh, we
nation
fucking lose
to which
her?
The gods
Okay.
have never shown favor. We all believe that standing in solidarity with the Tsaritsa in our shared struggle will surely usher in a new and better world.
I know that.
Fate always appears so impossibly complicated. But at moments like this, its raw simplicity is laid bare.
The snow in Snezhnaya is always bitterly cold, and it never seems to end. Together.
What? Don't the fucking reindeer? Okay.
Waltz of the snowflakes.
Okay, this is the one thing I have seen from this. I have seen Odette's burst because Quinn showed me it.
Starve.
Alyosha. He's a fucking sniper. Let's go. God, I love snipers.
Prey spotted.
God, I love women. I love Odette.
It's called the Shadow Realm. A place where no wind
Hi.
blows, no light shines, and no elemental energy flows. Even time itself doesn't exist here.
We can literally
It's a world
banish
where
fuckers to the
everything
Shadow
seems to
Realm.
come to a standstill.
We're literally getting the banished to the Shadow Realm. God, wait, I'm just now, there's so many things going on. Okay. So, first of all, this is giving me Warframe, but also, HSR.
No wind blows.
Like
No-
this is this is the scene that made me cry. Like broken train. Like what do you
It's called
mean?
the Shadow Realm.
Like yeah, broken train in space. But it also gives me like Warframe vibes.
No wind blows.
This looks like the
no
Void.
light shines and no elemental energy flows.
Even time itself.
Even time itself doesn't exist here. It's a world where everything seems to come to a standstill.
Traveler's Akavili. So that's where they went. What is happening? It's just the fucking Astral Express. Okay.
Paimon, please be okay.
What fucking happened to
True
Paimon?
consistency exists only in principle.
I
In
guess.
the real world, fairness is relative.
So you have no intention of finding a solution to this problem?
In accordance with the result of this vote, Project Stuja will remain in effect until the next Vecha period. May I remind us all,
Civilization is nothing but an illusion. Something whose very existence can be negated at any moment.
That's okay. Hi, game or one of the game's like theses.
The storm might have destroyed all of Snezhnaya by now. Maybe even the whole
Pulling a
world.
march, yeah. Paimon just completely like about to get frozen in ice and flung into space. Which if you just call pencil into can, okay.
Civilization that fails to learn its lesson constantly depletes its own worth. It will one day lose any reason for its existence.
Renova?
Ruler of death, what do you want?
I love how he asks it like it's a fucking like he's a bitter ex. Instead of, you know, the god of death showing up at your doorstep, he's like, a fucking Renova, what do you want from me? We broke up 2 years ago. Like
Consider your position carefully. This might have passed for a coincidence the first time, but a second time? Am I to assume you are intentionally interfering in Snezhnaya's affairs?
Who says there will be a next time?
fucking Ether's pissed, bro.
Each morning here, for every one of us, there's the chance that we might not wake up. We act only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the aurora shine ever on, and the tundra always stand firm.
Your obsession with it baffles me. When the day of reckoning arrives, not even a descender can hope to escape unscathed.
What? Okay. Oh, here's where this shit gets fun. Okay. I am going to kill the baby. Do not kill the baby. Okay.
Ruler of death.
Okay.
What
Let's
do you
take
want?
a closer look at the sequence. A closer breakdown of the sequence.
Consider your position carefully. This might have passed for a coincidence.
Something that I love about her design, look at how symmetrical it is. So one of the most interesting things about HSRs are about Genshin's character designs is a lot of times they are like a good character design is asymmetry. Like asymmetry is a very important thing for a lot of times for character design, right? So if you look at like almost every character in the roster, there is some aspect of asymmetry somewhere. Like Farina is a perfect example of it. Her coattail itself is asymmetrical, and you have the vision on one side. with this balancing, but it's a balanced asymmetry, but it is still asymmetry. Almost every character in the game has that. I think like some characters obviously are going to be more symmetrical than others, but there is some aspect of it. Except for like Hu Tao is like has the plum blossom. There's something everywhere. Even if it's just the hair, there's something. Look at how balanced everything in her design except for her hair is. Even this, like you have the ephemera of the Homa. You have one triquetra on each side. Everything about everything is split, is pretty much just flipped. I wouldn't be surprised if she has like the Tom Cruise like style like teeth that if she smiled, you could fucking split her in half like
the first time, but a second time.
It's kind of uncanny. Okay, so we are looking here.
Consider your position carefully.
So she's talking to the Traveler here. I think Renova is like the last shade pretty loyal. Yeah, Renova is the last shade that's entirely loyal to the Heavenly Principles, because we have to, like, if we look at that one trailer where they're all chatting to each other, everybody is, even Istaroth is kind of like, kind of woogity, but Renova is the only one that's like steadfast in her beliefs. Or in her faith of the Heavenly Principles. But this might have passed it for a coincidence the first time. Yes, to some extent it makes sense. It might have passed as a coincidence of what? Like, what's the coincidence here? Are the wing things wings or her halo? This.
Consider your position carefully.
I don't know. I don't know if you would call it a halo, but I don't think they're wings. They are a Homa. Homas are symbolic. You have to think it's the same shape as this, right? It is a Homa. Homa, like Ashikai has a whole. She could probably fucking write a goddamn thesis statement or like an entire like college thesis on this shit. But a Homa is a specific symbol from Hinduism. I believe. But the reference to the Huma bird. So they are supposed to be like representative of wings, but this symbol, this Homa, that we've seen a bunch in the game, usually associated with death or similar things, is a reference to an actual like mythological idea. It comes from Iran, from Iranian legends and fables. So yeah. So I don't know if it is. It's not supposed to be her wings. They are supposed to be references to wings. But yeah. Gotta go since I'm waking up in 4 hours. Well, sleep well, Hilo. Thank you for popping in. Might be talking to Gold here.
Coincidence the first time, but a second time? Am I to assume you are intentionally interfering in Snezhnaya's affairs? To assume you passed for a coincidence the first time, but a second time? Am I to assume you are intentionally interfering in Snezhnaya's...
That would make sense, actually. They're painting it up as a conversation with Ether, but it might be to somebody else, such as Gold, or maybe even Istaroth. Somebody, or like literally anybody else. Any of the other shades. Because if it's Gold, then who's also Nibirius, what would have been the last time Renova would care if Gold is interfering? She would care about another shade. I'm not entirely sold on it being specifically Gold. But I think the reason why I initially thought she was talking to Ether here is because you have to think that we have come face to face with Renova already at the end of Natlan, right? And we were interfering with Natlan, and we stopped what she was like. We were interfering with what she was planning on doing with the place. To some extent, right? And so this is the second time that we're going to be kind of flying in the face of Renova. So it does kind of match to some extent. So it could be talking to Ether.
Bears.
Who says there will be a next time?
Which makes it a good redirection. Yeah, true, but I'm also not going to toss away the idea.
Each morning here, for every one of us, there's the chance that we might not wake up. We act only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the
Which is a reference to what Pietro was saying in the earlier.
shine ever on,
Could be the Tsaritsa? That's a good point, actually. It could.
and the tundra always stand firm.
Your obsession with
Your obsession with it baffles me. And then they show a fucking picture of Paimon. But you can also see Renova and Ether in this shot, so he did cut the cloth.
And solidarity of our nation firm.
He did? Or did he cut her hair?
Your obsession with
Oh, that's where that is. Okay. He did get a nick on her. Okay. Huh. That's what she's looking at. I thought she was looking at him in like out of curiosity out of the animo, but no, I see that now.
baffles me.
Wait, now we have the shot of Paimon.
When the day of reckoning arrives, not even a descender can hope to escape.
The implication here is she is firing at Paimon. Fucking why? Why would she be wanting to kill Paimon? Are we finally gonna get answers to goddamn Paimon here? Oh my god, okay. My brain immediately wants to think that the it in that sentence of I don't understand your obsession with it is she's referring to Paimon. Why she's referring to Paimon with it is fucking who knows, but it's fine. You're in my clothes. I am taking. You ruined my clothes. I will explode your baby.
The Tsaritsa will return in triumph in short order.
From where?
Time for us to meet again will come very soon. Our
Return
goal
from where?
is the heavenly principles.
Obviously, that, yeah. Everwinter without mercy, yep. We will lose so bad. Oh yeah, we're getting fucked over so hard. Okay, let's go back here.
The Tsaritsa will return in triumph in short order.
Oh, maybe that's why? Okay, I'm gonna pull up Travail real fast. So
We had no time.
One of the most curious parts about Travail is when we see Pulcinella on the throne here. Which is obviously like, why is Pulcinella here? Why isn't fucking the Tsaritsa or something? Or a reference to the Tsaritsa. That could be because she was absent somewhere. Also, yeah, I did notice that the name of the version title being the Travail title. So we're starting off with Everwinter Without Mercy, which is insane to me, actually. You know, I know it wasn't the Archons, but it's still like an interesting point of why is there a throne? Why is the throne being like occupied by Pulcinella instead of the Tsaritsa? I do understand that it's not the Archons in any of the regions, but it's still it's a weird picture. Why isn't it just Pulcinella here? Why is it Pulcinella in a throne spot? Pulcinella is the mayor. Yes, exactly. But I know. But still, I cannot, like, mayor to me is not a term. Maybe I'm just too American for this, but to me, mayor is not a term that gives you a throne. It gives you an office. Like, it's the Tsaritsa that would have a throne properly. But the idea is Pulcinella is standing in for the Tsaritsa's place while she's off doing shit. Because Piero literally just says
the Tsaritsa will return in
triumph. So she was somewhere fighting something.
Triumph in short order. The time for us to meet again will come very soon.
Pulcinella has a Daydream throne. That's where he has.
Will come very soon.
That's where he thinks about all of his things. The heals are cool, yeah. They're like crystal.
Time for us to meet again will come very soon. Our goal is that.
Which is a very interesting. The elf ears are so fascinating to me. Like, what's up with the elf ears?
Is the heavenly principles.
Are we gonna get answers to what the fucking elf is in this as well? Like what's up with the elves? Also, Paimon just looks. Isn't she Fae? Yes, but like, does that mean that Alice is Fae as well? Does that mean Layla is Fae? Like it. That's what I'm like. Such a specific design choice. Exactly. The Flynn's doesn't have elf ears. So what's the fucking deal with the elf ears? Flynn's has the elf ears? Yeah, okay. I'll let you guys discuss that. I am gonna take. I know we like just started, but give me a quick second. I will be right back. Blah. Okay, sorry about that. My dumbass forgot to go to the bathroom before I started. So right back into it. Let's go. Shut up, music. Okay. We continue.
旅行者们好，欢迎来到《原神》7.0版本前瞻特别节目的现场，我是你们的老朋友鸡哥。
旅行者们好呀，我是小罗浩。
哎，小罗浩，虽然我们
No, the fucking chess set, you goobers.
这一次啊，我们
Oh, the fucking chess set for the set design.
毕竟今天
Oh.
我们要给旅行者们介绍的内容，就是大家期待了很久的至东。在经历了整整6年的旅途之后
And the fucking wait, is that Hydro? That's cryo. So that means the hydronesis is capped. Why?
旅行者们的脚步啊，终于要踏上这片覆盖着永恒冻土的国度了。
没错，那我想各位旅行者啊，应该和我们一样都很期待。那我在社区呢
Chess nerds, get on it. What fucking game is this?
看到了很多大家对于至东剧情的猜想，以及对于过去各种伏笔的热烈讨论。
我也看到了，我们的旅行者们啊，都卧虎藏龙啊。
对，我还看到有的旅行者说啊，这里的神明有没有可能是冰元素的？
哎，这个倒是无法反驳。我还看到大家做的至东大料的梗图，还挺有创意的。
不过话说回来啊，我觉得今天我们要给旅行者们带来的
The trailer gave no indication of the pyro one, which is so fascinating to me. It like that is the most like Chekhov's gun is on the wall, guys. Like when are we going to shoot it?
大料肯定还是不少的，毕竟至东啊是原神项目组筹备了非常久的国家。
是的，在过去大家对至东的印象可能是愚人众的大本营，是冒险家协会的总部，是我们的伙伴公子达达利亚的故乡。不过啊，在我们的构想中，至东远不止刚才所提及的部分。如果要用一句话来简要介绍它，我想至东是一个超越规则与命运抗争的国度。
超越规则啊，很有意思的一个词啊。那最近在超越
There are 2 pieces lying down. Oh,
PV 当中也出现了这句话。那这句话还让我想起来啊，我们很早以前发布的足迹 PV 当中
There's a line in the trailer Travail we released a long time ago. It says her followers hope only to be on their side when the day of her rebellion and the divine comes at last. Yep.
可见这里的故事呀，充满着
Oh, it's the animo as well. Okay. And Sventi's Gnosis as well. Okay.
对抗与冲突。至东的主线基调注定不会平凡。
没错，在至东啊，我们要开始直面4大执政的力量了。
说到这个。刚才的版本 PV 里面啊，我看若纳瓦他似乎想要伤害派蒙。
哎，到底是发生了什么样的事情呢？至东的篇章啊，不仅牵动着整个提瓦特，也牵动着包括我自己在内的每一位旅行者的心。
各位旅行者从旅途之初就隐约感知到的关于提瓦特更深层的秘密，或许就将在至东就隐约感知到的。
The travelers have vaguely sensed at the beginning of the journey.
关于提瓦特更深层的秘密，或许就将在至东找到真相。
That we've sensed, we've sniffed, we've dug for these fucking secrets, you bitches.
7.0版本的所有信息逐一端上来，
旅行者们敬请期待哦。
Okay.
旅行者们欢迎回来
Get into it.
欢迎回来哦。
哎，小罗浩，我之前看到有一位旅行者说啊，马上要去至东了，他现在的心情激动到简直有点难以相信啊，这一天真的来了。不过他现在还不太清楚啊，究竟要怎么样才能踏上这片传说中的土地？
这位旅行者也不用担心啊，大家应该还记得多托雷把自己的研究所造在了罗德卡莱与至东本土的必经之路上。那从这个研究所向东北方向出发。
You guys want to see my progress on the research institute? It's still absolute dog water. Like it's bad. Like
各位旅行者就可以来到至东本土的边境了。而一些还没来得及探索罗德卡莱的旅行者也不用担心，在7.0版本更新后，借助地图上自动解锁的传送锚点。
Whoa, okay. Oh yeah, fans heavy breathing and yeah, exactly. Tell us, bitches. Tell us. Okay, very long corridor
大
here.
家也可以快速的来到至
What is the notice
借
there?
助地图
Prologue Act 3, Song of the Dragon of Freedom. What? Oh, okay. So you could just... That's weird to me. That's really weird to me that you could play the fucking prologue of the game and jump straight into Snezhnaya. Like, what? What are you doing if you... What? Like, okay, I get Natlan. I get skipping to Natlan. Skipping to Nodcry also kind of makes sense. Skipping to Snezhnaya? What? Because, like, Natlan was its own thing, right? It was kind of... It's its own thing, right? Like, that makes sense. Nodcry kind of was also its own thing. It was kind of separated. There was a lot of story that it had to tie into Nodcry, but you could kind of do it. But like now, skipping from Mondstadt straight to Snezhnaya is weird to me. That's so strange.
图上自动解锁的传送锚点，大家也可以快速的来到至东本土探索了。
那这抵达的方式我们是
Cool
知道的。
prologue. Let's check out the ending. Although to be fair, that doesn't necessarily imply that you can start the Archon quest. You can just go to Snezhnaya. You could teleport
不
there.
过还有一些旅行者，他们对于至东
You
这
gotta
个
get the new mats. Yeah, true.
国家究竟是什么样子的，也感到很好奇。
Nah,
要不
nah. Fuck the new players. You've got to play the game like we used to.
你先给大家介绍介绍。
没问题。至东啊，它和我们之前去过的任何一个国度都截然不同。这个国家除了有极寒的天气，还带着一身的，反骨
啊，反骨吗？
没错。立项之初，在原神 IP 团队的构思中，至东就是一个敢于向天空举起叛旗的国家。而抗争命运和超越规则，可以说是
You've got to fucking walk there, goobers. You've got to walk. You've got to go walk.
在了这个国家的血肉里。
啊，那看起来想要了解至东啊，还绕不开这里的悠久历史。
故事啊，还是要从古老的至东讲起。那时的至东并非终年严寒，曾经它也拥有过绿叶繁茂的盛夏，但这片土地最终化作了永久的冻土与荒原，变得几乎不再适合人类生存。
I wonder why. I wonder why it's
荒原。
It's permanently frozen. Also, this in the sky gives me tree vibes, and I love me a big ass tree. If there's a big tree set piece, oh, I'm happy.
面对这样的绝境，至东的人民没有向命运低头，在这片被遗弃的土地上，初代兵神白沙皇立下了宏愿。他要建立一个。
Wait, okay. So
面对这样的绝境。
Something happened for this shit for like them to be stuck in an ice age.
变得几乎不再适合人类生。
Almost uninhabitable for humanity.
面对这样的绝境，至东的人民没有向命运低头，在这片被遗弃的土地上，初代兵神白沙皇立下了宏愿，他要建立一个不依赖。
He sought to establish a nation independent of heavenly principles.
也能独立存续的国度。
啊，放在提瓦特啊，这应该是一个非常宏伟的理想了。但是在这种情况下，最要紧的还是得先解决如何生存的问题。啊，想要与天理抗争，那我们先得去对抗这些极端的自然环境。
So the heavenly principles tried to kill them. Like straight up was trying to kill them because he's saying here the priority is figuring out how to survive. To defy the heavenly principles, they must first contend with the extreme natural conditions. So the heavenly principles idea was like, or they were trying to kill them.
先得去对抗这些极端的自然环境。
没错，面对足以吞噬一切的严寒，至东人的回答可以说是悲壮和浪漫的。白沙皇利用一种名为克什尼克金矿的能源，在冰原下建了一座巨大的克什尼克之巨，硬生生的在命运的冻土上烧出了一个允许生命喘息、允许文明扎根的庇护所。
啊，那我想啊，在这个庇护所之外，出行应该也是举步维艰的吧？至东幅员辽阔，再加上极端的低温， 啊，想要像在蒙德一样自由
100%
自在
Alright,
的
see
出
you,
行，
Phantom.
几乎是不可能的。
没错。所以另外一种浪漫的工业产物应运而生了。
啊，我知道你在说什么了。旅行者们其实见过哦，这就是在至东的宣传片当中出现多次的雪国列车。
对，轰鸣的列车将一个个城镇彼此相连，也由此构成了这里独一无二的人文魅力。大家可以搭乘列车去往海蟹镇，没错，就是我们公子达达利亚的老家。
没错，
在那里可以欣赏到美丽的极光。当然，大家也可以通过列车轻松来到至东岛。
I will love it so much if we could just straight up go say hi to his family. Just like jump scare his family, like, yeah, I know your older brother. Like
去北国银行的总行办理业务。
Northland Bank.
听起来这个至东堡应该是一个非常热闹的地方，就像蒙德城、像纳夏镇一样。那在这里，你可以观察到人们平时是怎么生活的。比如说，当地的人呢喜欢吃熏肠、喝活水，孩子们喜欢堆雪人、打雪仗。啊，虽然至东的天气不讲道理，但是至东的人会教他什么是道理。至东人啊，自己把生活过出了热气腾腾的感觉。
自然，至东堡也是至东的城市中心，在这里大家可以领略到都市的繁华和艺术的巅峰，很推荐呀，大家去克洛列夫茨基剧院欣赏。
So now we're just getting
顶
Fontaine
级的芭蕾舞表演，
out
或
of
者
this.
呢是聆听剧团首席女高音的演出。
啊，除了丰富的这些文化生活以外，至东啊还有强大的军事和科技实力。
对，愚人众的总部格鲁波夫就坐落于此，里面有一座名为军械宫的兵工厂，他是我们的老朋友，也是愚人众的执行官木偶在管理。这里会源源不断的为愚人众生产各种装备，许多重要的研究工作也会在这里进行。除此之外，这里有一支由风仙组成的军队，也就是东契军。他们纪律严明，是守卫现任兵神冰之女皇的精英。
我们不难看出，至东自身啊确实具备很强的军事实力。
自然，
那其实除了至东自有的这些力量啊，还有一些外来的力量也在影响着这个国家。
It's like
没
external
错
forces.
在
Yeah.
很久以前，古老的至东有一位来自世界之外
Unexpected
的意外
guests
访
from beyond
客
this world.
也就是
Okay.
我们所说的第三
The
降
one we
临
call the
者。
third
他来到
descender.
了这片土地上，
He specifically, although to be fair, that is it could be a they. Like that's because Chinese doesn't have a gendered pronoun.
有
So
为至，
that actually don't take that seriously.
也就是我们所说的第三降临者。他来到了这片土地上，也为至东带来了新的力量。
New power to
这是一种
Snezhnaya.
超越提瓦
This
特
is a
规
power
则
that
的力量，
surmounts the
能将
rules
提
of
瓦特
Teyvat. It can transform Teyvat's original elemental reaction rules into entirely new reaction
原本的
rules.
元素交互规则
Different from lunar
异
reaction,
化为全新
assuming.
的反应规则。相信有的旅行
The
者已
travelers
经
may
在
have already
月之
experienced it. Oh no, okay, it is. It is teleconduct.
体验过
Okay.
其中的一种反应星超导了。而在7.0版本，我们将会迎来第二种反应星扩散，
So
这
there's
些反应
swirl.
被统
Okay.
称为星烁反应。
当旅行者与至东的7天神像交互之后，也能掌
Okay. That
握这种
is.
古老的力量。
I mean,
驱
it's
使
it's the Tsaritsa. Like I don't know what I expected. I'm gonna be so straight up.
冰元素进行战斗。那身为同样具有降临者位格的旅行者啊，在掌握这种冰元素力量之后，只要旅行者在队伍当中，就能够触发所有的星
All
烁反应了。
stellar glimmer reactions can be
那
triggered.
我们就先
Okay.
说说这第一种反应
Interesting.
星超导吧。在之前的版本我们有提及，在支持触发星超导反应的队伍当中，当冰元素接触雷元素时，就能够触发这种反应，创造星辉棱晶，并且将其附近的区域短暂变化为奇妙的极星辉域。在这个领域内，角色造成的星超导反应伤害以及冰、雷元素伤害都将获得提升。此外，还将降低敌人的物理抗性。而在支持触发星扩散反应的队伍
Yeah,
当中，
yes.
当
Just
风元
increase
素
your
触及冰
physical
元
res.
素时，则会引发特殊的星扩散反应，
That's
造
a
成
stat that
风元
exists.
素伤害，并创造一个星辉风旋。风旋在一段时间后会爆发，造成冰元素伤害。如果在此期间多次触发星扩散反应，还会提升风旋的等级，在爆发时造成更高的伤害。
看来啊，温柔的风在遇到猛烈的冰之后，就变成了凛冽的寒风啊。
没错。
They could do the same in Nightcry, at least the Hydra version, for to stop being a joke. Oh my god, I fucking wish that they had, like, they just need to do something with Hydra Traveler, because that's ridiculous. The wimp, just at least give it like a numbers buff, at the very least.
其实，在至东啊，元素反应不仅
Schemes of Cryo, Electro, and Anima match the colors of an Aurora Borealis. Don't know if that's intentional. I can see it.
能够应用在战斗当中，在战场之外也会为旅行者的冒险提供帮助。比如刚才提到的新扩散反应，会让角色的跳跃能力大幅得到提升，而新超导反应则可以和大世界更多的内容进行特殊的交互，并且啊，至东有很多的生物还有敌人也会对星硕反应有所响应。我们希望旅行者都能在至东的冒险当中，通过这些特殊的交互和反馈，收获到更多的乐趣。
是的，而且旅行者不仅能在至东解锁新的力量，在7.0版本的魔神任务中，还将获得一把风格独特的新武器。
Oh yeah, let's go. The traveler actually gets a proper fucking a weapon.
在至东的探索过程当中，旅行者每解锁一处七天神像，这把武器的力量都会得到提升。
大家也将逐渐了解到武器背后的故事和秘密哦。
啊，刚才聊了这么多东西啊，那接下来我们是不是该聊一聊这个国家至关重要的神明冰之女皇了？
我们的旅行者呀，应该在蒙德冒险的时候就听到过这个名字了。关于女皇啊，我相信大家可能都有一肚子的问题想要问。
Yes。
而且在之前啊，大家知道愚人众的执行官，对他的印象可以说是各不相同。比如说达达利亚，觉得他温柔又冷酷；阿磊奇诺呢，则从他身上感受到了
A nice prototype Rancor, yeah. The traveler actually gets his own sick ass weapon. Let's go. Since the deep compassion
却说他彻底冻结了情感。那么女皇究竟是一个什么样的人呢？
You know, at this point, I don't care about the Saritsa. I care about Piero. Like that's the person that I want to know most of. Like at this point, it's Piero that I want to learn about. Fuck. What is my throat doing? How much you want to bet? This sword was a weapon of the third descender. I think that's actually a pretty safe bet. Yeah, that's a pretty reasonable bet.
为什么会有那么多的能人志士都愿意追随并且效忠于他？啊，还有啊，女皇的计划到底是什么？我们大家一直说的消失的火神之心，它又在哪里？女皇会不会还跟其余的6神有其他联系呢？
等一下，这个问题有点多，我们慢慢来啊。
没错，确实有点太急了啊。那我们就先给大家简单的去介绍一下女皇本人吧。
好的，冰之女皇安娜斯塔夏·费奥多罗夫娜·雪奈茨纳亚。她给人的第一印象就如同至东的气候，威严而凛冽。而作为至东的第2任冰神，她试图创造一个更加理想的世界，同时也是为了保证至东不会成为。
Okay, so is that just soft confirmation that this was Conrad? Like we've known, right? We've generally like that's the assumption here, but finally soft confirmation that this is Conrad. We're supposed to be. For a 6-year-old trailer.
下一个坎瑞亚，下一个亥珀波瑞亚。
啊，说到坎瑞亚的悲剧啊，女皇自己和天理应。
Saritsa herself should also have something of a personal grudge against the heavenly principles.
应该也算是有一点私仇吧。
没错，可能旅行者们不曾想到呀，所有的坎瑞亚人都是女皇的后裔。
哎的。
What? Yeah. That's the only Beta's family tree is bigger now. Oh my god. Okay, so like okay, we knew that this that the Saritsa was a fae. Like we know that she's a fae. We've known that for a while. But to say that all Conrians are descendants of the Tsaritsa. Okay, how does that work? Does that imply that all Conrians, like Conria was one really big bloodline? Cal Blue Hat actually made a similar theory about it. Really? Okay. No, is this not a mistranslation? I don't know. Let me check. So the isn't it like the thing about all people with blue eyes share a common ancestor? I mean, technically we all share a common ancestor, which is where the technicality of this is weird, because in order for that many people to share the same common ancestor, that means that A, this bloodline has existed for a very, very long time, and B, like, it's just the practicality of it that just doesn't really make sense to me. So this is Conria Ren. I'm just gonna go in. 都是女性的所 and boop. Using the hoi. 所有的看人的人都是你。Okay. So that's the phrase. Okay, so I have it here. This is the phrase that we're talking about. It's here. So what's so wacky about this is, so we're gonna break this down here. So I just have Miguel, just American, just because that's just my filler, because I'm not gonna worry about this. We all know that that's just Conria. So all Conrians, or every Conrian, are all should the niching here. I don't know what else that would refer to. Yeah, female star, so actress or similar. This is descendant, hoi, offspring, descendant. Yeah, specifically descendant or offspring. So there is no other way of translating this. Like genuinely, that is a direct translation. Like that's 1-to-1. That is correct. In every like conceivable way.
哎，等等，小罗好，我只是说悲剧啊！你刚才是不是很自然的说出了一句很惊人的话？我只是说悲剧。
So Teresa got busy, I guess, or her descendants got busy. Yeah, I'm just trying to think how that would work. Like theoretically. Like in any way. And okay, in order for this to work in a feasible manner, a couple things could be true. The one that I'm leaning on is that there aren't as many pure Conrians as we thought there were. Like, there are probably still quite a few, but I think the numbers are not quite as vast, at least that I had in my head. Enough for them to commit cultural cleansing and, like, genocide. There wasn't as many as we thought there was, I guess. There was enough for them to commit mass violence like that, but in order for that to work, there needs to not be nearly as many of them as first thought. They might be more nobles, yeah. Like a noble family, a lot of nobles, yeah. And so the people that are still alive with masks over their eyes, covering their eyes, but then, so that explains a lot, all things considered, because she would have had very personal ties to Conria. But then that also, that puts into question where she comes from. Because yeah, we know she's Fae, but why would her family be so particular? Or like why would her family have had the traditions and like it puts into a lot of really weird like questions. Like there's a lot of very strange questions that brings up.
你刚才是不是很自然的说出了一句很惊人的话？
我觉得大家早早晚晚都会猜出来的。
啊，好，那既然
but that makes sense because she like Renova did the thing, or the Heavenly Principles did the thing to Conria, and she was like, "Hey yo, no, what the fuck?" And so in spite took over Snezhnaya, and now she has another nation that is designed to spite the Heavenly Principles. I wonder if Conria had their descendant genetics in them too. Oh, that would be wild. It would make sense. Okay, question though. Where are we at? 1657. Let's go look at Kyle real fast. Here, where are you, my boy? So yeah, okay. So Conrians generally have at least one eye covered and have the star in their eye. It makes a lot of sense now that we're talking about, like, if you take the general shape of her pupil, of her eyes, if you simplify that down, you get the stellar shape. Her kids might have been part of the royal family. Didn't Ventier some places she lost something like aided? It would that would kind of make sense, but if that were the case, then there would be some Conrians that are not descendants of her. It follows that the Conria as a concept starts with the Tsaritsa in every way, shape, or form. There's got to be generations in between the last Conrians, like the current living Conrians, and her. Like, there's got to be generations in between. There has to be. In order for an entire bloodline to make up an entire nation, there has to be dozens of generations. The Tsaritsa must be like Zhongli old, maybe even older. We don't. Who knows? You can do the math. So you can do the math to see how much a population will balloon or might balloon like that. But you also have to keep in mind that I mean, okay, never mind. Conria did have a pretty cushy living condition. So repopulation of any, like, reproduction in any population of any animal is going to scale with how many resources there are in their environment. And so the reason why, like, humans have gone fucking nuts is because agriculture gives us all those resources for easy reproduction. Conria was pretty cushy. They had technology in order to presumably practice agriculture, do all that stuff. So, like, it kind of makes sense that they would have had pretty fast population growth as compared to, like, Snezhnaya, which probably is, like, suffering right now. Yeah, no, this is very complicated. That throws a spanner in a lot of our understanding of Conria.
同时，也是为了保证至东不会成为下一个坎瑞，
自己和千里应该也算是有一点私。
是女皇的后裔。
哎，等，小罗好，我只
Conria
是
was
说
known
悲
for
剧。
porphyry. Were they? Okay. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm assuming they kind of did. That's the reason Kemia was made. Oh, yeah, true. So then in that case, they probably would have, for a while at least, before Kemia, would have had pretty slow population. That might be a whole project for somebody to figure out.
你刚才是不是很自然的说出了一句很
But you could probably reasonably make an estimated guess about how long it has been since the Tsaritsa started the bloodline. Considering, with, like, if you want to model, like, how well their food is or whatever.
我觉得大家早早晚晚都会猜出来的
啊。好，那既然啊，现在大家知道有这样的一层渊源在啊，就更能体会女皇的感受了。但要与天理对抗，这注定是很艰难的。
是啊，一场漫长的暴风雪让至东本就严峻的能源储量雪上加霜，社会各阶层的问题也接踵而至。而女皇此刻正在远方亲自讨伐引发这场灾厄的魔物。没有女皇坐镇的至东堡 会发生什么样的故事呢？
Oh, okay.
各位旅行者可以在 7.0 版本的魔神任务第7章
Wraith's
第一幕
Nocturne
无神怜爱的雪国与第2幕死魂灵的夜曲中了解到更多与之相关的信息。
相信最近啊，也有很多刚刚回到提瓦特的旅行者担心没有办法立刻了解至东的现状。其实从原神 4.0 版本开始，每年都会为回家的旅行者推出一项便利的功能。而在 7.0 版本更新后，所有完成了魔神任务序章第3幕巨龙与自由之歌的旅行者，都可以直接来到至东境内，接取到 7.0 版本的魔神任务。
Oh yeah, no, you could just straight up start the fucking hour conquest. What the fuck? What are you doing, bro? Come on.
在限定时间内完成本次魔神任务，还将获得额外的560元实奖励，以及奥黛塔的突破材料。
哎，奥黛塔，
没错。
这位新朋友，我们是不是还没有好好跟旅行者们介绍？我知道呀，有不少旅行者对他都非常关注哦。
我懂的，我懂的。那我们就来聊聊奥黛塔吧。其实之前在超越 PB 当中，大家对奥黛塔的第一印象可能并不只是
Yeah,
武者，
she's a
反而
fucking
觉得她
assassin,
更
which is
像是一位
hilarious.
刺客。
没错，奥黛塔就像舞剧中的黑白。
Famed Snezhnayan ballerina who blossoms against the frozen landscape with a beauty as sharp as frost. When Odette is in the party, any superconductor cryo swirl reaction triggered by the party is converted to stellar conduct or stellar swirl. Wait, superconduct or cryo swirl. Okay. Respectively, she also boosts the entire party's stellar glimmer damage.
天鹅一般，一体两。
Can you nod cry jump quest? I think. Yeah. You could quick start nod cry. Accessibility to the detriment for story coherence and enjoyment. Yeah, it's just like to me it feels like playing Baldur's Gate 3 and when you start you have the option to jump to Act 3. Like you get out of the Necrolisk and then you just I think that's what it's called. I don't know. And then you just go to you jump to Act 3. Like I don't entirely get it. Like I don't know.
面，在台前她是优雅美丽的舞者，而在幕后她也是一名敏捷干练的愚人众成员。
是的，她也是愚人众的一员。大家或许会在月之8版本了解到啊，她其实和愚人众的第8席女士罗莎琳
Okay, hold on.
有一些关系。
奥黛塔是女士很器重的部下，罗莎琳对她期望不小，当然要求也很高。因此，在奥黛塔的成长过程中，她既接受着愚人众的严格特训，又在不断的精进着自己的芭蕾舞技。在这种日复一日的刻苦训练中啊，她逐渐感受不到疼痛了。
哇，这旁人听上去啊，感觉这个有点可怜啊。但是奥黛塔她自己并不这么想。奥黛塔的性格是非常的执着和要强的。正是因为有这样的性格特点啊，再加上舞者轻巧的身形，让她的战斗风格非常的锋利，不同的伙伴进行战斗。
Okay, I will skip a little bit through
柔缓的
gameplay stuff because that is not my job. That
不
is.
愧是我们首席芭蕾舞
I
者
will
的
get
身手。
further details from
而奥黛塔的
Quinn can tell you all the details
来
about
告诉
these goobers.
巨人。
Okay.
好的，意思的新伙伴。
比如呀，科洛列夫磁击剧院内就有2位关系很好的明星人物，一位是我们刚才提到的剧院的首席芭蕾舞演员奥黛塔，另一位呢是首席女高音歌唱家沃亚妮莎。
这2位，一位唱歌，一位跳舞，要是他俩一起演出的话，岂不是至中最具人气的组合
？2位首席的粉丝确实不少。
It's not a Hoyo game chapter without a little bit Yuri. I'm
就连皇家能源协会的米提亚也是剧院的常客哦。
皇家能源协会的科学家也有空看芭蕾舞跟歌剧吗？
其实啊，他主要是来找灵感啊。只是很可惜，每次他出来看演出，还会被军械宫的瓦列里少校抓个正着，回去上班。
哎，看起来这剧院里有这么多人，是不是要上演一出很有意思的戏嘛？
哎，这个要我们小心一点，不要剧透哦。
好的。
Imagine they turn it into like a fucking. Imagine they turn like it all into like soap opera. It's just like I mean, okay, Genshin is kind of a soap opera already, but like, I imagine they turn it into like this, like in like a like an intrigue romance of like people like a really complicated like romance intrigue thing where they're all like fighting with each other and shit. Like, imagine.
那剧院的精彩戏目确实需要保持一些悬念，但我们现在可以跟大家分享的是，有一些至东的朋友的确会来到剧院看奥黛塔的演出。
没错，就像我们在至东幕后故事当中说的那样，我们希望更多的内容啊，可以被设计成被玩家更自然地体验到的形式。他们的身份、性格、他们的遗憾、他们的小心思和烦恼，在丰富的演出之外，还应该在日常的游玩当中得到更多的体现。相信很多旅行者还记得啊，在《空月之歌》版本当中，我们能够了解到菲林斯、雅克达这些角色的生活剪影。
而在 7.0 版本的剧所任务里啊，各位旅行者甚至还能走进奥黛塔的生活，亲自为她规划日程。
哎，这听起来有点像是机器人哈。不过要给奥黛塔规划日程
Okay, that's cool. That's actually really cool.
是的
I like that idea.
既是芭蕾舞者，又是愚人众的成员。
Hi, Black Swan reference. Okay. So we're gonna have to. That's gonna be like that. I feel like this is gonna have to be a signed reading for before we get into Odette's story. Is we're gonna have to go fucking watch the Black Swan. Which, to be fair, not gonna argue with because I really like that movie. That's a very, very good movie. Very highly recommend it if you have not seen it. But also that art is fucking gorgeous. Good lord. Forget adventurer. I am agent now. I am Odette's agent.
面临很多平衡和抉择了。大家是
I am become agent, bringer of jobs.
希望安排他排练舞剧，还是执行一项魔物清剿的任务？是想让他外出放松，还是举行粉丝见面会去提高人气？根据旅行者不同的安排和选择，奥黛塔的故事也会有不同的展开哦。
也欢迎大家多多尝试，看看都会发生什么有趣的事件。
而在阿罗夏的剧所故事中，旅行者将和这位猎人一起调查一桩危险的团伙案件。
完成这个任务啊，还会有额外的收获。
这个任务中发现了一张特殊的权限卡，至于这张卡具体能解锁什么，就留给大家在游戏里寻找答案吧。而在我们剧院的首席女
Holy shit! What the fuck is this place? Oh, I'm in love.
的首席女高音沃亚丽莎的剧所任务中，她偶尔也会躲在自己的秘密基地进行练习。
哎，但既然它叫秘密基地啊，我们要是误打误撞的闯进去，可说不好咱们的水妖小姐会不会生气啊
Little water imp. Wet socks is what that place is. Hey, it's fine. Yeah, so the movie that I implore all of you to watch, because there are... Oh, I'm still in Chinese. The movie I implore all of you to watch in preparation for the nope, that's the wrong one. In preparation for Odette is this film, The Black Swan. It's a horror thriller. It is fucking sick. It's so cool and well done, and yeah, it's really cool. And there are references to it already that I am seeing in Odette's design. So yeah.
有传言就说这个地方啊，它时不时会传来一些奇怪的声音，把周围的小动物都给吓跑了。
不过我也了解到，维尔妮莎其实是遭遇了一些炼身方面的困扰，才躲进这里的。
那还是请我们的旅行者帮帮他吧。
随着旅行者与奥黛塔、阿罗夏、沃亚妮莎的关系越来越亲近，还会开启一个特殊的任务线，让旅行者了解到至东的一个废弃车站。热心的维尔妮莎拉上了奥黛塔和阿罗夏共同帮忙，希望让这座车站重新运作起来。
当3位角色的剧所达到一定等级后，就会开启这条全新的故事线了。
是的，我们希望让大家感受到，你不仅仅是在提瓦特大陆旅行，更是在这里与一群鲜活的人。
It's like they remember they're making a game and not a visual novel.
人共同生活，共同书写彼此的故事。而在未来，我们也会慢慢接触到其他的至东角色的生活，甚至是那位看起来遥不可及的冰之女皇。另外，还有东契军的司令官，活跃灵动的风仙威斯纳，还有世代侍奉至东王座的皇家女仆长达。
Danica, the royal head housemaid, who has served the Snezhnayan royal house for generations.
妮卡。
哎，这2位应该就是女皇陛下的左膀右臂了吧？
Right-hand
的
women.
确，他们作为左膀右臂，常伴女皇身侧。只是这左膀和这右臂，他们会不会相互打起来，我就不好说了。另外，还有来自遥远时代的神
Saritsa has hello.
喵
Wait,
精
hold on.
诺伊，在后续的
Oh hi you. What
版
the
本，
fuck?
旅行者们都能逐渐
People are going insane over him. I can already tell. You have something to do with Asmodee. Not even, you're not even being subtle, dude. Argenti 2. I'm thinking more gender bent Arlecchino. But he also has something to do with Asmodee. He's gotta, like, there's no, it's gotta be Asmodee.
外，还有来自遥远时代的神。
Because his design, his clothing design, the shawl that or whatever this is called that he's wearing here, that's giving me. This is giving me Arlecchino, but it's not.
在后续的版本，旅行者们都能逐渐认识并了解他们。
Okay, Noi is already
聊了这么多
interesting.
新朋友啊，不如也让我们关注一下7.0版本活动祈愿相关的情报吧。在7.0版本的上半期，奥黛塔和阿磊奇诺即将迎来概率 up， 4星角色阿罗夏的获取概率也将大幅提升。5星单手剑白狐冬雨也将在上半期
Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I love rapiers. Oh, I
的武
fucking
器活
love
动学院当中
rapiers.
出现。感兴趣的旅行者
Oh,
可
it's
以
so
多多关注
pretty.。
而在7.0版本的下半期，菲林斯和伊涅弗将会加入角色活动祈愿。
带上新老朋友们一起探索至东吧。
当然了，除了新版本的5星单手，
You would fucking think, especially in a patch where Renova shows up, that Hu Tao would be at least on a banner, but no. Fucking no. Hu Tao hasn't had a fucking banner for how long now? I think she is officially now the longest no banner or something. Like, come on, bro. Hu Tao fans are dying out here.
件以外啊，我们在7.0也会有5把全新的锻造武器等待着大家。旅行者们可以在至东
These
的
are
铁
sick
匠铺
though.
进
These
行
are
制作
really, really cool.
看上去
I like
就
these.
很有本土的风格呢。
不仅如此，这一次的技型系统，我们也更新了5把全新的武
These
器
are。also really sick. What the hell? Clash of Kings, Forge by Golden Melody, Jade Vista, Heretics, Molten Blade. Ooh, that's interesting. And Frost Breath.
供旅行者们选择。
Yeah, oh yeah,
此外
who? Yeah.
全新圣遗物血红之证和炉火
Scarlet
熔炼
Proof,
之心
Boost
也
Crit
会在版
Rate,
本开放
and
之后更
Slow
新。
Slow, Heart of the
七哥
Furnace.
啊，介
Okay.
绍了这么多内容，不妨让旅行者们休息一会儿，看一段短片吧。
大家就休息一下。后续还会有开发组的同学为大家带来至东生态玩法相关的情报。
请大家不要走开哦。
Yeah, it makes me sad. I miss Hu Tao. Whatever. I'm still, my mind is still occupied by fucking, my mind is still occupied by Lantern, right? Because there's more than a dozen of them, true. Polar Express ass. No. And note that Paimon is not with him at all. And he was drawing Paimon at the beginning. He's like he's so attached to her now. It's the codependency, guys.
旅行者们好，我是原神的关卡设计师阿川。
Hello， 大家好，我是原神的场景美术莎莎，很高兴能够在这里和大家分享至东版本的精彩内容。
大家刚才看 PV 了吧？眼尖的朋友肯定已经发现了，咱们的旅行者不光换了身行头，连手里的武器也更新换代了。
时代变了，
时代真的变了。
不过我们想给旅行者们带来新鲜体验的初衷是一直没有改变的。
虽然原神已经陪伴了大家很多年，但我们依然希望每年都能给旅行者带来截然不同的体验。那到了至东，我们给大家带来的新玩法之一，便是这第三人称射击玩法。
Fucking third-person shooter. Ah, yes.
力气的一次尝试，而至东就是呈现它的最佳。
Reinventing Warframe from basic from
先
first
从我们美术的
principles.
视角来看，至东的整体风格就充满了工业与科技感，而射击玩法就与至东所呈现出来的这种气质非常适配。
那从我们关卡设计的角度来看，至东本身就存在着像鱼人众先遣队、特侠队这样的持枪。
地上有一个名为隐域的特殊空间，隐域是天理
the
的
fucking
视线
Shadow
也
Realm.
不愿投入的至暗区域，具有规则。
Oh,
隐
okay.
域是天理的视线也不愿投
One
入
even
的
the gaze
至
of the
暗
heavenly
区域。
principles refuses to reach. We're finally talking about that line in Travail, right? At the end of Travail, Dainsliff has this
The
line.
hidden corner. In the perpetual meantime of a sheltered eternity.
That's exactly what it is. My guess from years ago has interpreted this perfectly, because they say in the trailer that the shadow realm is time doesn't move there, and it's outside of where the heavenly prince. I fucking nailed it. Okay.
Most are content to live and not to dream.
But people exist in there, which is strange.
But in the hidden corners where the god's gaze does not fall.
The heavenly principles doesn't actually reach their influence to the shadow realm.
There are those who dream of dreaming. Some say a few are chosen and the rest are dregs. But I say we humans have our humanity.
God, I love that trailer. Anyways,
这也为
how
我们
far
创
we
造
have
全新的玩
come,
法提供了环
gang.
境。
当然了，我们绝对不会把一个玩法孤立地加入原神。
没错。
我们将射击玩法与元素反应进行深度融合，希望通过玩法乐趣的叠加，让旅行者体验到真正的原神式射击。
但是这个目标也把我们带到了一个前所未有的挑战面前。这方面，阿川你应该感
their
触颇
authority
深
doesn't
的。
work in the Dark Sea either. Yes, I know we knew that, but the reason why I think that's referring specifically to the Shadow Realm is because of the previous line, which says in a sheltered me time, like in a whatever the line before is that talks about like
tend to live in the
perpetual meantime of a sheltered eternity. That to me says time is stopped, sheltered eternity, perpetual meantime. That's like always in between, so it's like time is frozen there.
这里首次做射击玩法，就要兼顾电脑、主机、手机的操作体验。
Although it is interesting to me how much the Shadow Realm gives Abyss.
难度还是挺大的，但比起开发难度的事儿，
这可能对射击玩法已经很太瘾大的人，
所以我们加入了标。
Auto snapping.
我们在
Okay, yeah.
动作。
There's accessibility stuff.
我们在观察时，既有地
cover
形，
shooter.
可以使用。
关卡都是以乐趣为前提而设计的。
大家可以巧妙地利用环境来智取，比如击碎冰面就可以让敌人掉入水中。
That's fun.
当然，对于渴望挑战的玩家，我们也准备了高难关卡，那里的挑战会真正的考验你的操作、你的策略，还有你对游戏机制的理解。
是的，比如在 7.0 版本就有3种枪械可以选择，有可以精准射击的冰元素步枪。
Hell yeah! You know what I'm gonna be doing? I fucking love my sniping.
还有可以一发多敌，并提供大范围元素伤害的榴弹发射器。
是的，各位旅行者可以根据自己的风格来选择枪械进行作战，而且在至中探索的时候，旅行者们还可以不断的发现各种枪械配件，从而提升自己的
Lord, they're going all in on
在
this shit.
7.0 版本，
That's
东西
cool.
军也会定期组织隐喻环境下的周期训练，旅行者们
各种各样具备不同游玩体验的枪械和关卡。
哎呀，懂你意思。习惯原神的常规操作，适应射击的操作方法
的时候，准备设置，
是让大家
它的我们希望
这一步拥有与环境相匹配的沉浸感，但寒冷值带来的紧张感又难免会让一些旅行者产生压力。
不过这次在至东，大家就不用担心了。
因为我们换了一个思路。
This is a different
旅行者
approach.
们在抵达至东之后，会获得一副来自
They
海
receive
珀
some
波瑞亚的
gadgets from
眼镜，
Hyperborea.
这也是我们在至东幕后故事中
Sure, just put the fucking ancient. Okay.
提到的妙妙工具，我们叫它灰谋。
I have gray. Okay, this is also
我们在至东幕后故事
do know. Okay, we're in the Shadow Realm, but also Paimon is here, so it's like
妙工具。
something happens to Paimon, but it's a little bit after we arrive.
我们叫它
Gray. Eye of gray. Eye of gray.
灰谋。
它很贴心哦，它不仅能帮你抵御寒冷，还能够帮你改变环境。
我们就先说这抵御寒冷吧。灰谋可以储存克什尼克能量，当旅行者在寒冷的地区行动时，它会消耗能量来帮你保暖。
只有能量耗尽后，寒冷值才会积累，这样就能够保留旅行者们在至东这种生存压力下的代入感，就不会让大家感到太焦虑了。
灰谋更奇妙的地方在于
There is a little bit of management, but it's not nearly as overbearing as sheer cold one.
作为建材吸收，然后转化成各种各样的真冰造物，利用灰射出去。
That work. I think that's a fun like
调皮的跟随你
compromise.
你造的暖源不仅能给
to making it feel like it's a survival.
你看，在至东，你一个人的创造就能够帮助到很多人。
Oh God! Oh God! They're doing the Dark Souls thing.
是把一部分交互的主动权。
They're doing the Dark Souls thing.
这真冰造物真不错。
I wonder if they're gonna diegetically explain that.
不愧是至东，不过他本来
because like in like Dark Souls games. In FromSoft games, there's usually a diegetic explanation for what the signs are, what the things are, because you have an item in game that lets you do it, and so like within like Elden Ring, it's the finger, and fingers are a big thing in Elden Ring lore. It's a whole situation, but like you have the finger that you can use to etch messages to other players. I wonder if they're gonna do it here. If they're gonna say like, oh, all these different like stories are nearer to each other and like multiverse shit or something.
就是冰。
除了真冰造物，我们的新超导反应也能和大世界产生更多愿意，也可以把这个抵御寒冷的。
它也可以强化我们刚刚变成美味料理，更多有意思的玩法就等各位旅行者去发现、去创造了。
也正如我们之前在至东幕后故事中提到的。我们希望大家能够按照自己的想法，旅行者们大显身手的好地方。
酷的这一次的主题是冬日童话与冰冷重工业的结合，浪漫与残酷的共舞。接下来就让我和阿川提前带大家去几个必玩的打卡点吧。我先给大家推荐一个充满童话氛围的地方，那就是双针。
Yes, that's a fun. Okay, yeah, it's literally named Jack Frost. What are these? I love these creatures actually already. I love these creatures.
这里也是陆米的老家。
那这个时候是不是应该说点啥
啊？我说吗？
对呀。
呀吼！
再激情一点。
呀吼！不开玩笑了，旅行者们还可以找到这里的村长，兑换一个特别的武器外观。
看着很美味的样子。哦，对了。至东的鱼种和水土还是用尾巴钓鱼，这至东奇妙的物种，
连兽怪都会。
Oh, that would hurt.
很乐呵的雪地犬，看着就很会滑冰气质的矮灵，建议大家任何一个生灵的战。
一下至东的人文生活与工业脉搏，如果对这个感兴趣，那我推荐大家一定要来体验一下我们完整的铁路系统。至东有很多的列车站点。我最推荐大家来列车总站看看。如果说至东堡是至东的心脏，那列车总站便是至东的命脉。
在这里，你会看到买票候车的至东人。
That's cool. That's fucking sick. That's really, really cool.
有的人带着希望出发，有的人在为职责驻守，有的人在为生计奔波。这里是至东的列车总站，也可以说是至东浪漫与残酷的生活缩影。
在轨道旁边，旅行者们还可以召唤自己的专属列车，控制列车前往至东的各个站点。
我们还为旅行者配备了齐全的车内设施。如果你想调试与改造
a good railway system. Nah, we've got to turn this shit to the Deutsche Bahn. Snezhnaya has got their own Deutsche Bahn.
枪械可以在枪械准备台进行操作。
如
果你想快速提交每日任务，也可以通过征兵通话器联系凯瑟琳。
顺带一提
That's cool though. That's
也会
a sick idea. Having our own train as like our own base of operations where we can do our like commissions and alchemy and all that stuff. That's really
放在你的
cool.
火车上，
这你倒提醒我了，在至东堡确实没见到合成台啊。
因为现在的至东是明令禁止研究
Alchemy
炼
is
金术
strictly
的，
forbidden in
但我们是
Snezhnaya.
降临
I
者，
wonder
我
why.
们有自己的做事方式。
We have our own way
但
of
是
doing
我听
things.
说，在古老的至东，曾经有许多炼金术师，他们留下了各种炼金造物。
We have the Astral Express at home. Yeah. No. So yeah. Obviously the outlawing of alchemy is because of, you know, the Sarita is trying to make sure that like I feel like it's because the Snezhnaya or like the Sarita doesn't want the Heavenly Principles to wake up and say, hey, fuck you, what are you doing again? And smiting them again. So she's taking precautions to be able to do what she's doing without like awakening Heavenly Principles and getting smitten again.
不错，各位旅行者也可以尝试去挑战这些古老的炼金造物，比如不灭衍生造物，或是嵌合异菌师，从而获得奥黛塔和阿罗夏的培养材料。
说起来，旅行者们有没有注意到挂在至
Yes,
东
I
天
have.
空上那些像
What's
树
the
枝
deal
一样
there?
的东西？它和7.0版本的世界任务有
World
关。
quests in
各位
version
旅行
7.
者
Okay.
将会踏上一段探寻
Hey,
至东
seriously,
历史的
Snezhnaya.
旅程。
在这段旅途中，旅行者们可能会来到一
Ourselves
片完全
in a
不同
different
的
area.
区域——谚语谷。这里异常
Playing
温暖
Feather Valley.，
温暖到诡异的程度。而奇怪的油魔、伪装在环境中的树人，还有头上长树枝的小女孩，让这里一切看起来更加古怪。
Okay.
另外
Weird.，
大家还可能会参加一场雪娘的婚礼。
哎，听说雪娘是为爱而生的种族，想必
雪娘的看起来更加古怪。另外，大家
We even get to attend a Snegurotchka
还可能
wedding.
会参加一场雪娘的婚礼。
哎，听说雪娘是为爱而生的种族，
It's
想必
born
她
for
的婚
love.
礼一定
Her
很
wedding
浪
must be
漫
really
吧。
romantic,
那我可
right?
不好说。
I'll let you be
我们
the-
还是先来
okay.
看看这
So we do have to be careful here, especially after Shaoji's whole romantic story like none other told before with Amphorius. We have to keep in mind that romance does not necessarily mean lovey-dovey. The classical understanding of romance is literally anything with emotion. Emotions, like strong emotion and depictions of those emotions. That's what romance classically means. Keep that in mind, gang. Don't let them deceive us again.
白化雪藏地吧。在这里，旅行者们能了解到至东的初代冰神白沙皇的故事，
You can learn the story
也会经历
okay.
一场特殊的试
Also
炼。
undergo a special
大家
trial.
还记得我们之前提到的眼镜
I
灰眸吗
we？mentioned
在这段旅
earlier.
途中，我们还会帮灰眸寻找过去的力量。
The power of the
原来
past.
我
Okay,
们在
so our
7.0
meta glasses are
版
sentient.
本
Fuck.
有这么多可以探索的地方呀！当然，限定时间内完成探索目标，还能获得400原始奖励哦。
聊了这么多，
内完7.0
A little
版
mecha.
初代冰神
Looks like it.
白沙皇的故事也会经历一场
A
特殊的
traumatizing
试
story
炼
like never before.
还会，大家还
It
记得我
it
们
does
之
kind
前
of look
提到
like
的
an
也
angel, just
也
straight
会
up.
经历一
That just looks like a fucking angel. Like, well, we also have the stone. This is a design motif that is gonna drive me nuts. These floating circular stone thingies. Like it's shown up a couple times already, but like it always evokes Celestia to me, which is what's gonna drive me nuts about it.
场特殊的试炼。大家还记得我们之前提到的眼镜灰眸吗？在这段旅途中，我们还会帮灰眸寻找过去的力量。
原来我们在7.0版本有这么多可以探索的地方呀！当然，限定时间内完成探索目标，还能获得400原始奖励哦。
带来前所未有的体验。无论你是喜欢爽快的射击，
这片童话与工业交织的国度，都能找到属于你的梦。
接下来还有版本，一会儿见。拜。
That was so cool. I'm so excited for this soundtrack. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Romance era is my favorite era of classical music, and so we're gonna get so much romance. Oh god, I'm gonna be so normal. When does this update happen? Next Wednesday, I believe. This or next Wednesday, one of the two. I'm gonna struggle
旅行者们
with that fucking soundtrack.
这次
Oh my
也欢迎我
god.
们的原神海外发行负责人 Ryan。
大家好。
哎，说起来啊 ，Ryan， 这么多年来，应该是你第一次，也是海外的小伙伴啊，第一次出现在前瞻节目的现场啊。
是的，非常高兴能够来现场参加前瞻节目。我想啊，现在应该有不少世界各地的旅行者正在看我们的前瞻节目吧。那么，作为一款在全球同步发行的游戏呢，我们很开心能够看到越来越多的旅行者加入这场旅途。
没错，那这些年来呀，我们也看到了全球各地的旅行者陪伴原神一起走过的脚印。
是的，我想无论旅行者们来自哪里，都一定能在至东找到那份属于自己的快乐。
那接下来不妨就一起先看一看至东的版本活动吧。
哎，几哥，我听说这次为了促进各国冒险家的友好交流，冒险家协会总部在至东举办了一场前所未有的赛事。
Oh, we're going to our tournament arc.
我
Okay.
们的老朋友璃月冒险家协会的分会长兰姐已经在现
Fucking
场
oh
摩拳擦掌
god.
了。
Okay, that's a throwback. Hi, Diona. What?
来寻
Okay.
找调酒材料的。
他同时啊，也是这次赛会聘请
She's
的
the
调饮师。
mixologist.
我们
Hi.
说
Okay.
比赛啊，这次赛事
Can't have a
就在于他没有历史经验可以
can't have a martial battle without some alcohol on the side.
参考。对于所有的冒险家
Gotta
来说，
know the
都是
pain a little
全新
bit.
的挑战这是因为啊，这一次参赛选手将亲自驾驶列
Piloting their own
车
train.
在
Ah,
至东的
yes.
雪原上穿
I
梭
love
驰骋
piloting massive fucking pieces of engine of like massive vehicles
可能会碰到
while
特殊天气、特殊地形。
drunk.
没错，那旅行者们呢
Drink and
为了处理
drive,
这些危机
guys.
情况可以通过换挡来控制列车的加速度，相信大家上手试试就不在话下了。此外
Have
呢，
a fucking
赛事还准备了
train
射击
simulator.
项目，考验参赛者对新式武器的
This is
驾
my
驭能力
shit. I can do this.
尽可能击倒更多的标靶，便可以获取更高的评分。
哎，正好啊，大家就可以试试自己在影域中练习的成果。
当然了，我们也可以帮助可爱的双金，或者是在秘境中打个痛快，都可以拿到不错的积分。
I can do the
获取多
shooting
样的
shit.
奖励
That's where
还
my
能邀
warframe
请
comes
迪奥
in.
娜加入旅行者的队伍。
我记得之前迪奥娜也得到了魔女的玉饰，
是的，
这样正好就可以在至东试试身手了。
You only live and die
说
once,
回冒
yeah.
险家协会啊，这个话题自然就少不了凯瑟琳。旅行者
Oh, we
这
get to
次可以
meet
前
Cat.
往
I
海蟹
I
镇
hope we
参与
get to
活
meet
动与挑
Catherine
战
Prime. That'd be
抽取
fucking
凯瑟琳
hilarious.
的立项部件，用自己喜欢的方式搭建出凯瑟琳。
这都是一个非常
Mini games, you
技
get
术
to
性
build
用值和
statues.
培养
Okay, fine.
而在游记外观，
What is Xiao doing here? What? Oh, sprint things.
而
Okay.
在牺牲召唤者
的魔
助理
Genius
使用
Invocation,
前往
don't
进度
care.
我们为旅行者准备了一本至东冒险笔记，
Snezhnaya Adventure
它会根
Journal.
据旅行者的探索进
How
度
to base
记
on
录
the
冒险内
traveler's
容。
expedition progress.
旅行
Sick.
者也可以
Okay.
通过冒险
So I'm
笔记更快
assuming
捷地
it'll track. Hi, what is that quest called? Excuse me? Okay. I see you, Genshin. making a reference to the etymology of Teyvat in the big 2026 is
前往
wild.
对应的区域，或者获得对应的奖励。
听起来这个是方
快捷的前往对应的区域。
We must obtain the power that was separated from the eye of Grai so that the eye can return and regain its body.
或者获得对应的奖励。
A sprout without a gardener. The path to Okurov has been opened.
听起来这个是方便又实用。
是的，这样一来呀，不仅接取任务更方便了，还可以帮助旅行者了解故事的脉络。
This will be really useful for me. I kind of wish they had this for like other nations, especially because every nation has their really big world quest, right? Like, it would have helped to have this track, like this way of tracking all your progress through world quests and all that stuff.
更直观的看到
Cough,
至东这片土地上
R&R,
正在发生什么。
cough, cough.
而在冒险之证当中，我们也优化了圣遗物秘境的排序方式。版本更新后，最新开放的圣遗物秘境将在可探索范围又一次扩大了。我们将进一步提升地图标记的数量上限，方便
冒险的标记也更多了。
幽静微战相关的内容更新，一套全新的武器外观。也就是说啊，这个版本开始起，达成挑战的旅行者可以从过去，
那么也就是说，
所有的外观当中，任意选择自己喜欢的外观来搭配了。
那么旅行者就可以获得
每一年你们和提瓦特这个世界，
还是在旅行路上的点滴都会被铭记。而持续更新优质版本内容，为玩家提供丰富的长线游玩体验，这确实也是原神一直以来秉承的创作理念。
所以接下来啊，我们还有一个内容要分享给各位旅行者。在去年啊，开发组的各位为旅行者们奉上了一个玩法系统——例行修园，见证了玩家与角色。
This I also have seen as the new characters
例行修园
to
将在现在可选角色的基础上加入更多的角色了。我们的一举一动都会被这个世界的。那就像去年我们说过的那样啊，旅行者们的一举一动都会被这个世界铭记，并且和你共鸣。
哎，几个，按照惯例，这个环节之后，是不是应该到每年摇晃红酒杯的时候？
看来啊 ，Ryan 和旅行者们一样，都已经迫不及待的
Let's go. This is the one part I'm most excited for.
God, this is 这一次 Hoyo Mix 的同学们会给旅行者们带来怎样的惊喜
？Let's go, gang.
我们也安排了一位老朋友在现场。
哦。
Hi, Robert.
Yes, hello. Yes, I'm prepared now to go to Chechnya. Yes, we're going to record the music. It's been a great pleasure and a wonderful opportunity to work with MiHoYo and Genshin Impact over the last, golly, what is it now, 4 or 5 years. It's a pleasure to meet you all. We're currently recording music for the Snezhnaya. This year's music gives a we're currently recording music for the Snezhnaya. This year's music gives a completely different feeling. It's more solemn and emotionally charged.
This is romance.
Which actually requires the composers to capture it very delicately in order to bring it to life. Yes, please. 1, 2. Thank you. See you soon.
This is so cool just to watch. As a classical musician, like...
I like this piece very much, and it reminds me of something about the Warriors period. And when I got the proposal from Genshin Impact to record this, so I said to my daughter and to my son that I'm going to be filming for the Genshin Impact. And they said, no way, this is such a cool game. I said, well, that's the way to become a cool person for your own children.
Good Lord.
No, to my daughter, and I got the mind.
Okay, so who is this?
I like this piece very much, and it reminds me of something about the Warriors. And when I got the proposal from Genshin Impact to record this, so I said to my daughter and to my son that I'm going to be filming for the Genshin Impact. And they said,
you can hear the sound,
this
like,
is such a cool game. I said, well, that's the way to become a cool person for your own children.
We've heard that theme before.
They were great work and also very particular what they wanted from the instrument, whether that's dynamic nuances, which very often they were writing, as I said, really well for the instrument, but also very exact rhythmical patterns.
We have actually, I think, a really good creative relationship with the MiHoYo team, and that goes back 5 years now, I think.
Yeah.
The team come here to London for the shoot, and then we can tweak things on site together. Things like the lighting can be adjusted. There are 200 people involved, and there's lots of different moving parts to organising one of these shoots.
The fact that the LSO is so, like, oh, it's so cool. They're so closely intertwined with the LSO. So sick.
Okay, here we go then. Traveler, everything is okay. See you later.
Yeah, there it is. Oh god, okay. Yeah! God, that dress is gorgeous. Is that a harpsichord? Oh, sorry, okay, I'm... I don't know what that instrument is. The seating arrangement would drive me nuts though, because you wouldn't be able to actually see the... Oh. Okay, that's the callback. Because that's the Fatui theme. I forgot about that. I literally talked about that in a video once. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's the dancey shit. Here's electronic stuff. god, that piano part is ridiculous. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this fucking patch. Ooh, okay. It's probably gonna be the like the waltzy stuff. God, this piano better get fucking paid. It's syncopated at least. Oh, classical guitar. I fucking love classical guitar. Oh, the trade whistle? This has gotta be the battle music, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited to hear all the piano in this. Oh god. I love me some good piano. And it feels like they're leaning into it a lot with this soundtrack. You can see the 16th notes there. You can see those runs. Like, just looking at her sheet music, you can fucking see the runs on her left hand. Like... Those horns. Go off, girly. Hell yeah! Oh, it's so cool. What if you want a Tetris mini game?
好的，那感谢 Hoyo Mix 的同学以及音乐家们的演出。我们在之前的节目中介绍过，至东音乐中更多的是斯拉夫音乐风格，整体风格呢充满的是戏剧性和空间感。
而且啊，果然至东版本的音乐就应该有愚人众的主题。
这下非常期待在游戏里去品味更多的至东音乐了。
是的，那接下来呀是千星奇遇的。
Billy Astra, don't give a shit. Sorry, Billy Astra. Oh, that was so cool, though. Like, okay, that I'm excited. If for nothing else, I'm excited for the soundtrack because that already was absurd, actually. Like, what the fuck, Genshin? Literally, what the fuck? I'm gonna send this to my family. I want to see what they think about this. My family group chat. It's that time of year. Genshin soundtrack recording with the also. The pianist they hired is getting some work. Okay, there it is. See what my family thinks about that.
哎，几个，咱们今天的
family
前
of
天特
plastic
别节目
musicians
是不是也要接近尾声了？时间真的过得好快啊！
哎
Time
，Ryan，
flies
你说
like
的
an
这
arrow,
个时间过得
fruit
好
flies like a
快啊，
banana
就非常的意味深长。因为从2020年的9月28日《原神》开服到现在
，Oh my God，
意味深长。因为从
Ever since September 28th of 2020。
2020年的9月28日，《原神》开服到现在，从蒙德、里约再到诺德卡莱，一幕一幕就像是昨天一样。
接下来，旅行者们的足迹终于要去到至东了。
Fucking。
那在节目的最后
Finally
呢，我也想代表《原神》项目组对大家说，在今年的至东版本，乃至于提瓦特之外，未来更遥远的世界，我们都会保持初心，创作出更多打破常规、超越规则的内容，为各位旅行者带来更多意想不到的惊喜。就像一颗坚实的种子，无论它长成多么参天的大树，无论它的枝芽通向何方，它的根依然深深地扎在这片最初的土地上。在未来，原神也会一如既往地打磨品质，用稳定可持续的更新，将这份惊喜延续下去。
是的，正如基哥所说，我们的每一位同学，无论身处国内还是海外，都会陪伴着全球的旅行者们一起走过接下来的每一个版本，回馈每一份热爱和期待。同时呢，我还想以我个人的角度多说一句，我想感谢一下咱们每一位旅行者，感谢你们选择成为了旅行者，因为你们，我们才知道全世界的玩家都如此热爱原神，我们才有了一直坚持。
Were those all call and beta around one Centrone? Yeah. Okay, there's a couple other Centrones, but all the call and betas.
热爱原神，我们才有了一直坚持下去的信心。这趟冒险之旅才有了最好的起点和更值得期待的未来。
希望每一位旅行者都能在即将到来的7.0版本玩得开心。那我们
8月12日至东见。
August 12th, which is yes, next Wednesday. So I have no idea what I'm going to be streaming on the 9th, but it's here. You bet your ass I'm going to be streaming this day. You bet your ass we are streaming at least Wednesday or Thursday for the release of this shit. You bet. Hoping for some answers. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fuck. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm beyond excited for this shit. That's the other one. That's the wrong one. This is the actual Blake Proper trailer. Yeah, I don't know. Answers are a big thing. I do definitely want me some answers, but like
might have passed for a
I'm very curious about what Renova is going to be doing here. Like that's probably the one thing I'm most curious about. Like all put together is just Renova in general, I think. Like yeah, I don't know. We'll get them and a lot more questions in return. That's how it always goes, and it's like, I mean, fair enough, but also, come on. Like, do you think of the models? I don't hate them. I think they're cool. I don't have any like particularly strong opinions about any of the models here. Although, okay, yeah, I am living and dying for that sequence in particular, with Renova showing up and with Piero just saying, "Hey, the fuck you want?" like he's some bitter ex. Like I don't know. I'm so excited. But yeah, the models aren't like, I'm not too insanely, I'm not like wickedly impressed by them. I think they're cool.
So impossible.
I think they're cute. But it's like, yeah, it's a new region, new models. They look cooler than before, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm very whatever about them, honestly. Astaroth being conspicuously absent for Snezhnaya content in Nagami. Yeah, I mean, fair. Cause what you've got, where was the one? Where is the trailer? There it is. I know my YouTube recommended so well that I know it's gonna be in the fucking it's gonna be in the up next. So, because in this trailer,
the beer, no. This looks more like Rhine-daughter's doing. Please don't litter other people's spaces with your bizarre creations.
Unsurprisingly, all life here has been rendered unstable, tainted by the ruler of space. I have seen enough to know that repeating this experiment would be fruitless.
You seem to wield my power as if it were nothing but a plaything for your amusement.
After that quest of the Abyss sibling and time travel and Asmodeus, I'm pretty sure Mr. Roth is scheming too. Yeah, they've gotta be.
With you has stripped me of agency.
Which is kind of why we were talking about earlier, especially because of the sequence in this trailer. You've got, well, okay, to be fair, Istaroth has always kind of had a nebulous relationship with heavenly principles and humanity. She's kind of always kind of marched to the beat of her own drum.
Now there's an interesting idea. Better than being devoured.
Just switched sides? You make it sound like such a trivial affair. We are shades, shadows of the heavenly principles. It's unthinkable. Unless she loves her new master more than her own self.
Okay, also, something that I've always wondered about, too, with how she words that, shadows of the heavenly principles. So what's the light source? That's all I'm gonna say about that. Theoretically, like, what would be the light source there?
She loves her new master more than her own self.
Renova, do you know that you're being watched?
By whom? Whose gaze could pierce this far?
And it's Piero, because Piero is fucking the weirdo.
I remember those eyes. It was just before I placed the curse of immortality.
What could the children want?
Shush, Arlecchino. Okay, though, interestingly, look here. So, you see, you can see the star shapes, like the Prima Gem shapes here, in a similar shape to what we see on Noi's neck. So there's that. And so when Astaroth comes down the steps. Yeah, no. So when she comes down the steps, there is... This trailer is very fascinating because of how much visual symbolism there is here. But when you look here, she comes down the steps. Life and death are facing each other, but... So, okay, because a large part of this game... and this game's symbolism and a lot of its meaning lies in the idea of reflections of yourself, right? And we're going to see this even with Odette. We have seen this with Sandrone and even the siblings themselves. And like there was that like tweet thread about like, oh, this is like getting tiring of how many times do we have to see like somebody's reflection and like talk to their own reflection or whatever. You had the Farina, you had like the entirety of Fontaine in general. You even have like Venti and Istaroth. This idea of reflections is being broken with Asmodee being gone. And that's one of the most fascinating parts about this trailer is how it communicates that break in reflections, because you have life and death and you have time and space, which are inverses of each other or tied to each other or reflections of each other, but there is no space anymore. It's just time.
Idea.
Which communicates Asmodee's departure and betrayal as even more unbelievable than it would normally have been.
Better than being devoured.
So yeah, there's that part of it.
An interesting idea. Better than being devoured.
Just switched sides. You make it sound like such a trivial affair. None are born.
We're just gonna now that we I just kind of want to rewatch this because there's a lot here. I feel like we can re-examine.
This world has always been so.
Time is no counter, so she's free to do.
Abides
Yeah.
no reason, for none are born by their own consent. Death abides no reason, for it cannot be defied, even by those who see it coming. Time abides no reason, for it deprives us all equally.
Except unless you're in the Shadow
brooks
Realm?
not a second to be reclaimed. Space abides no reason. The ruler of space stopped the golden-haired twin travelers and mercilessly tore them apart.
Because she abides no reason. Abides no reason. Is that her getting yoinked in the Temple of Time? Or Temple of Space?
The beer... No. This looks more like Rhine-daughter's doing.
Okay. And so that talk
Please
of
don't
the
litter
talk
other people's
of
spaces with your
mirrors of each
bizarre
other
creations.
plays into the Shade's designs.
Unsurprisingly, all life here has been rendered unstable, tainted by the ruler of space. I have seen enough to know that repeating this experiment would be fruitless. You seem to wield my power as if it were nothing but a plaything for your amusement. Although merging with you has stripped me of agency, I shall still continue to voice my disapproval. My dear Rhine-daughter, you have my respect, Nibirius. Your nagging is one of the only things that can get under my skin.
And you, Istaroth? Why did you bestow history upon them?
I had to find some way to pass the time, did I not? After all, it's clear that Asmodee is not here.
Well, perhaps you could share your input a little earlier next time. But you're right. There's no trace of Asmodee here. Where has she gone? Anyway, it's time I put this space out of its misery.
So that sequence alone, like it feels like, especially now that Asmodee is gone, like Renova is kind of taking two jobs of both death and space, which breaks the symmetry that is so fundamental to Teyvat, because you're crossing the mirrors. Asmodee is with the Abyss Twin. I wouldn't say they are with the Abyss Twin. It's complicated. Because the Abyss Twin specifically just doesn't... Because Asmodee, captured the Abyss Twin for a while. I cannot imagine Lumine is very happy about being kept in in captivity for a while. But it's like... They say it like, yeah. But it also makes me think that who's and what's its line, that Renova's line from the trailer of "This is the second time you've done this." This game has a lot of
complicated.
I don't know.
These meetings are just a formality. Does it really matter that only 3 of us are here?
I, for one, think that we should find her. Since the Heavenly Principles...
Yeah, this shot specifically is that break in mirror. Or is that break in the mirrors? Alice does guard the borders, which you think is Asmodee's job. Exactly. Yeah, no, well... It just brings the question of what even is the authority of space to a certain degree, and why can Renova destroy space? Like she is the, I guess, she is death. I don't know. There's a whole lot of stuff here, and so I'm really curious. All of the questions that this raises is really pertinent and I really hope we get a lot of answers to, because of like Renova showing up again. I'm really curious about. Although I do want to look at Nova. Would we talk to Renova? What does she say?
Man, this place really is. The ruler of death keeps an eye on Tevat.
Quick, this way. We're almost there.
God, I forgot how bad L5 was.
I have grown weary of the endless wait. The fate of this land is of no interest to me anymore. However, you humans managed of no interest to me anymore.
Why does her voice change?
You humans managed to meet the expectations of the heavenly principles. For that result, you deserve praise. Moika, as the price for using my power, I shall now bear witness to your death. And with you, the war that your nation has waged for more than 1,000 years shall meet its end.
Moika!
You got here sooner than I expected. The plan that...
What are you doing?
Closing the final chapter on the plan that has consumed Natland for 500... No. Endures. The Night Kingdom...
You place hope in the hands of the future.
But the pilgrimage can replenish the power of the sacred flame.
Because I want the abyss and our constant combination of wars in the same place. I only struggle to take a different.
Oh, indeed. But what does any of not
making the order for the.
What about that?
Who wishes to take part in the ceremony must wait. I require them to arrive.
Another?
I was to bear witness to a death, and now the situation is increasingly tenuous. If the life of this second individual fails to meet my requirements, I
fear
I may lose my patience. Rest assured, his life will hold equal value. I am the helper of humanity, and I must always place their demands first, no matter who the human may be. Cumbersome. But there is nothing to be done. Such is the duty of an angel.
So, interesting point there, that by using the term such as the duty of an angel, ranks her in the same place as Nicole? Renova was so hoping to close the deal, she got in trouble for making only others for the cabin of the best. Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
we made it.
It because of how fed up. Because the timing here is, Ether shows up, or the Traveler shows up, intervenes in between Malwika and Renova doing the thing. And them intervening gave them enough time for Capitano to appear. And that's what changed how Natland's fate went, because Capitano took place of Malwika at the end of the quest. I think it is reasonable to say in that sequence she is talking to the Traveler. In the sequence in the trailer here, this trailer, at the end here, I think it is reasonable to say that she is talking to the Traveler.
Your obsession with the baffles that we might not wake up. We act only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the aurora shine ever on, and the tundra always stand firm. Your obsession.
No, it's right there.
consider your position carefully.
This might have passed for a coincidence the first time, but a second time? Am I to assume you are intentionally interfering?
If anything, this line specifically is spliced in out of context. But could you be talking about the Traveler comparing to the interference made by the... Yeah, that's what I'm saying is... People are saying that this sequence isn't her talking to the Traveler, it's a Hoyo red herring. I think it possibly is because you have to think that it is very reasonable for her to be saying that it is a coincidence that the Traveler is... Like, the threat being made here makes sense. It's like, who I would consider who you ally with much more carefully than you are currently, because you disobeyed me or fucked me or made me disobey heavenly principles in Natlan. Am I assuming you're doing that, intentionally doing that in here in Snezhnaya? Or am I to assume you're intentionally interfering in Snezhnaya's affairs, which is saying, are you intentionally interfering in Snezhnaya's fate? Are you intentionally trying to fuck things up? Right? Mayor's closed again. Oh no. Paimon is part of the third descender. Good lord. Imagine.
In Snezhnaya's affairs.
Who says?
Yeah, exactly. And it brings up the question of what is Paimon. I am going to say, if she does turn out to be anything Asmodee related, I'm going to be sad just slightly. I'm going to be very sad if she is anything related. She probably is, just by like design details have got to be intentional. But I will be slightly sad. I really hope they do something cool with it. And I'm glad that they are bringing it up, because I was scared that it was going to, they were literally just going to be Paimon as Paimon the entire time. Like through to the end of the game, I was afraid that they were going to be Paimon is Paimon. I'm glad that they're paying attention to it and they're actually bringing up the plot relevance here, because that would have driven me nuts if they didn't at least touch on it. Pretty sure Asmodee is with the Abyss Twin. She appeared in the last quest with them. Knew each other for a while. I have to jog my memory here. I'm gonna have to restudy up on this shit, because I don't remember this. Is there time and space for you?
Masani.
Oh, it was this. Oh my god. I fucking forgot about that. Yes.
なぜかわからないけど、ホタルの言ってることはどこか他人事みたいだ。ホタル、その計画は本当に俺たちにとって意味のあるものなのか？
最初から全部私とお兄ちゃんだけの問題。
I forgot about this quest.
さようなら、お兄ちゃん。旅の終点で二人の新たな始まりが待ってる。
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we do have that. I didn't realize I don't remember or did not notice or did not know about the why did she choose him slash her, and that the fact that it flipped with the traveler. So then something I will posit though is we do know that Lumine isn't entirely working on her own merits. Like, we do know that, or it is suspected that she's not working on her own merits. She's working for somebody else, the Abyss. That's why we call her the Abyss Twin. There is a sinner above them. So that would imply that Asmodee is working with the Abyss, which is weird to me. And it's just like, I don't know. But then now, okay, but the issue there though is if you have Paimon, so if you say that Asmodee is working with the Abyss Twin, in this case Lumine, then, and you say that Paimon is also a fragment or some aspect of Asmodee, then why would Asmodee be working on both sides of the reflection, like working for both sides of the aisle? Unless Paimon is Asmodee's way of, because, so, like, we know that visions are pretty much the way that it's pretty much the mode for a surveillance state, right? That's the idea. Visions are the visions of the god given to people that they want to watch, right? Who said that she was? I know it's the idea of, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this possible idea, because you have to keep in mind that, like, the further we get into this game, the heavier this idea of reflections is getting, because it's a central theme of the game, right? Is like moral and like physical reflections, and so there's a reason why the travelers are twins of each other, and they are on opposite sides of the aisle. And so you would think, you know, like from a literary analysis perspective, it should be pretty easy to ask, what are the similarities between their two stories? We can probably make pretty solid conjecture as to what is happening on Lumine's side of things based on what's happening to Ether. And so to some extent, Lumine has an aspect of space. So then would that mean, okay, never mind. So Paimon would be an aspect of time by that logic. Reflection, time and space. Then would Ether and Lumine themselves represent life and death, possibly? Maybe that, okay, idea. Here's my idea. What if Paimon is a creation, instead of being something related to Asmodee, as we've always thought, as has always been a theory since the beginning of the game. What if Paimon is a creation of Istaroth as one of her methods of subterfuge? Because I do love the idea that Istaroth is doing her own shits and giggles, because like even here she's like, why are we here? Like these are for our formality. Can I dip? Like can I not be here? Because you know there's no space anymore. She has her free reign over her side of the authority. And she already did it. Venti exists, but Venti was made a long time ago, presumably before everything went to shit, or before Asmodee disappeared. But yeah, she did already make her thing. Yeah, true. And her, because like yeah, no, Istaroth has never been. Istaroth we know has never been fully loyal to the Heavenly Principles, because she's always been doing that weird shit with Venti specifically and the Winds of Time, and they've always seemed to blow in a way that like kind of. They've always seemed to blow in a way that is rebellious towards the Heavenly Principles. Yeah, and Venti is just is so closely tied to Venti is so closely tied to Istaroth that it's like, yeah. Because if you think about it, if Lumine currently has Asmodee at her side, then would it make sense that we have time on our side to counteract death with space? Because reflections of each other need to cancel each other out. Theoretically, for now. And then you also have to think that that Rhindaughter and Nibirius, Rhindaughter is literally fucking with Nibirius, they themselves, at least part of Rhindaughter, or part of Nibirius, part of the Shade of Life, is somebody who suffered by the hands of the Heavenly Principles, and so is okay, whatever. So they aren't very happy, yeah, Life isn't happy, she isn't happy. The only person that's still even remotely loyal is here, and so that's why she's doing everything. That's why we haven't seen these two in the game yet. Paimon Halo and Istaroth are similar. In that they have halos, yes.
Does it really matter that only 3 of us are here? There's no your input, did I not?
In design, not necessarily, because you have the 2 rings, and then you don't have any of this front thing. And this isn't connected. These are full halos. So it's like in that they have halos, yes, they're connected, but like beyond that, no, not really. But yeah, the fact that Noi just straight up has this on his neck is wild to me. Like, hi, screaming for having. Like, that's ridiculous. Every single one of the 4 has disobeyed the heavenly principles. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at least in Renova's case, it's more obeying the letter and not the or like, yeah, obeying the technically obeying, not like like skirting the line almost. The letter, not the spirit. At least when it comes to, yeah, when it comes to the Natlan sequence. Why doesn't Asmodee have one? I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, to be fair, she does have like a necklace, so maybe you just can't see it. But like, it's just, it feels like the most deliberate design choice ever. Is like, hey, this guy has something to do with Asmodee. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I can't wait for another week and a half, guys. I can't wait. What am I gonna do for another week and a half? Oh, goddamn. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to sit on these. I'm gonna have to sit on it all. I got zero idea. Oh. I don't know. But anyways, I've got nothing else planned for today, so I think I'm just gonna call. We're gonna have a shorter stream today. I think I'm gonna call it there for today. Pretty quick one, but you know, we have literally nothing to do. Or never gave a deal to the Natlan puzzle a little throughout the mess. Then yeah, in Economia, other old civilizations, and various methods of Fontaine. To be fair, with Istaroth, we don't quite know if that was disobeying heavenly principles or not, because Economia was doing shit. Like Economia was doing stuff, so it's like to say that like Istaroth interviewing with Enka wasn't the will of heavenly principles is a bit presumptuous. Niberius vests with Fontaine, but also Niberius literally merged with Rhine-Daughter, so it's like, and then Asmodee just fucking defected. So, good lord. What are we gonna? What? I don't. I can't wait, guys. I genuinely cannot wait. This is gonna be so fun. I think this is gonna be great. But yeah. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. The lore zoomies are gonna go fucking nuts in a week and a half, guys. Like, oh my god, 6 years of pent up lore zoomies. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Sorry for the shorter stream, but I will see you guys next week. So, bye-bye, y'all.